Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me is my co host, Joel Meyer, and of course, from the Chalk and Chaos Podcast, Sean Bassiano. How are we doing today on this late Tuesday night for us on the East Coast?
Doing fantastic. The Olympics keep rolling on, and so do the wins. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the Norwegian biathletes, the men at least. They finished silver. That was unfortunate to wake up to, but other than that, everything's going fine. The Italian golds keep coming. Got a nice win there in the team pursuit. They were a huge underdog before the event, and yeah, down to a pick at the end, and then they just piled it on. Really happy for them. Bunch of 30-year-olds took care of the Americans who were minus 600 before the event, so that was great. Hockey was awesome. I actually slept in. I don't know how it happened. I woke up at like 2 a.m.
I can only imagine, Mr. Lullaby.
At 3 a.m. And I ended up sleeping until 5:30. Never went off. So I was unfortunate. That was unfortunate because I didn't get to see Germany today. And they dominated the French by all accounts. So that was good. Yeah, then the rest of the games were pretty good, I guess. Very chalky, as we predicted. And fuck the Czechs, though, man. 0-4 on the puck line. Once again, they failed to cover. So even the minus 1.5, the good number we got there at the opener, didn't come through. Yeah, we'll get into that later. Great day. Even my fucking Champions League bets are winning. We'll bet on 2 of those games there. They came through. So, yeah, everything's coming up right for your boy.
Speaking of, hello from Greece. I wake up at 5 in the morning.
There we go. Yeah.
Hey, buddy, you know what I'm having right now? It's called a Yalakabarudico, all right? Fucking love this dessert. It's a Greek dessert, homemade, made by this fucking lady, old woman, one of my bosses. She makes it the fucking best I've ever had. Let me tell you something. Yalakabarudico. Oh, it's the best you could ever have. But I'm having a good day, you know. I just zoomed over here from work. I'm fucking starving. That's why I'm having a dessert right now. So, you know.
Nice.
I'm energized.
I love it.
Yeah,
I'm energized.
This is good start. Yeah, four decent games today. Went chalk. The chalk parlay had a hit for us there. Those odds did go up though after the podcast. Hopefully you guys got it in relatively early. Yeah. The Czechs, what are they doing? How can they not cover 1.5 against Denmark? Then Sweden, good win against Latvia. Poured it on there in the third period. Definitely looked like the better team. There, Switzerland only getting 3 against Italy. Maybe just keeping it respectable against the host country, and Germany getting 5 against France. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare announcing that he will not be returning for the Olympics. He got the 1 goal for France, so good to see him go out on as high of a note as you can for someone on Team France, because they weren't going to win anything. So at least he scored a goal in his final Olympic game. All right, thanks for everyone to joining us here on YouTube. We're a little bit delayed, so apologies for that. Make sure you are subscribed on YouTube, on Twitter, and get in the Discord. That's when that's where we notify you guys when we're going live. Of course, also make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. And of course, the SGPN app. Get all of our free picks and podcasts in one place, all the way every sport across the sports world here. We got a comment on last show that Frank the Tank hit something on the Daytona 500 thanks to the NASCAR gambling podcast. So plenty of stuff going on out there in the world of sports. Arch, you made a stop out of state on the way home. Did you not to do something?
Yeah, I'd hop the border so that way I could make some bets, you know. Shocking. You know, I've made a lot of MVP bets over the last couple of days because, you know, some teams are going to be playing for medals. Let me put down my October to go. And so that way I can get more into this. But, you know, I think a high leverage game for some potential medal market would be the Slovakia and Germany game. I'm sure as we go along, I can talk about that. But, you know, mainly I bet some Crosby with a boosted 20%. You know, can only get $10 down, but I put a little bit more on that afterwards. Bet some Mac and Macklin at some of their various odds because those are kind of high. They have potential good cases in them, especially Macklin Celebrini. You know, he's already at 4 goals at 19. It's pretty impressive. But early on, I think the more meaningful games as they come along, I don't think the Czechia one is, but Finland and then the final game as well could sway some voters. So, you know, as much as I love McDavid here, yeah, from my very large staking I have on him, but you know, there's some chaos that could happen because we're not 100% sure how the voting will go. It's very more, I don't know how you say, like,
it's volatile considering how small the sample size. One game can turn, like we were talking about last show. It's like an NFL game, Sunday night prime time. One huge game for one way or the other, or in his direction, obviously. Don't mind those. Although McKinnon, I'm a little bit worried about that, considering his practice today after taking that
maintenance day. He'll be back.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sure
he'll
he's
play,
tough
but it's
to
a
play,
matter of if he's 100% or not.
Well, that hurts for a different market, then. That's
I know. That's what led me to. Okay, we can talk about that now if you want.
It doesn't take much.
Led right into it.
I'm like a little nudger, you know that? Just give you a little nudge.
You're a little something.
McKinnon isn't the only one who was banged up. You know who else got banged up today? Martin Natchez. You know who plays on his line? Nathan McKinnon.
Ooh.
You know, also looking a little hobbled? Kale McCarr. The Avalanche are suddenly looking a little banged up here. Nobody's missing any time yet. But Natchez didn't look like the same player after he got hit. And McKinnon's what, minus 200 about that for the MVP. So
for NHL, for the Hart.
Hart
got to do MVP and do the Hart.
Right. Okay. Yes. We're talking about the big boy thing. It's something you can bet more than $10 on.
I love betting $10. Probably that's my favorite.
Well, shout out Bull Jacks, but betting $12 on a goal scorer.
Yes, I was going to do that. Our resident Blue Jackets fan who's been on the show, was it this offseason or the previous one?
Sorry, here, let me tell
he
you.
was on this offseason for the Blue Jackets team preview. Yes.
Yes. This guy, 300-1 there for a bunch of randos. Szymanski, he'd play for the Germans. Roman Cervenka for the Czechs. So like a bunch of oddball picks, but that's how you get to 300-1.
Yeah, Zibanejad was like the only guy I recognized, and the Szymanski guy I was on.
But anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
Oh yeah, we're so off the rails.
All right, no, I want to go back to the. You can keep talking about the Hart, Joel. Go ahead.
Well, what I'm thinking here is that McKinnon might be a vulnerable favorite after all. I thought he's a solid favorite there, but now maybe we're just too in the middle of this Olympic thing and we're forgetting about the NHL. But it's not a long time between the end of these Olympics and the end of the regular season. So what happens here in the Olympics in Milan is going to affect voters in the end of April when the regular season concludes. So with that in mind, if McDavid is a clearly better tournament, and he's going to be thrust right back into the mix in the media. He was getting no buzz before, but he'll get a lot of buzz now, especially if he wins that MVP that Archer covets. Like I was saying, the Avalanche are banged up. They didn't play well before the Olympics, and they should win the division with ease. So they're going to be a little bit, they're not going to be going full bore. Whereas the Oilers, they need to, because they could miss the playoffs if they aren't playing well. But McDavid has to play all these games and play well. And that's another reason why I think that he'll have a hot end of the season. So, I think 11-12-1 for McDavid there is actually a good bet. I would not have been saying this a week ago, but considering all the action that in taking from Archer and the media.
Archer's a part of the media now. Come on, he's got his own podcast.
That's true. There's just a ton of buzz around McDavid right now, and that could definitely switch the narrative in his favor after these Olympics.
Exactly. Yeah. I was saying that a long time ago for the last month, that a big performance, dominance, something like this. But you know what? Joel just demonstrated the human factor in all this. We're not watching NHL hockey games right now. We're watching Olympics. And you know what? Nothing changes people's minds better than just recency. Just while you're watching in the moment. You know what? It's a big wow. Hey, did we just all forget McDavid's the best here? Oh, wow. He's the most points in the league.
Yeah, but we also have had a large sample size of the Oilers being absolute shit and McDavid just being average McDavid. That's still like the one or two best player in the world, but he wasn't moving any of the needle. But now that we've actually seen the Olympics, and it's not too late now because this is the best price you've gotten McDavid all season. So credit to you for saying earlier. Yeah, better than 12-1. I've never seen that.
No, I'm talking about.
We got a question in the chat here for should I cash out Kucherov? Is that 100-1 for Hart? It depends how much you have on him. It depends what the cash out value is.
It's tough.
I think he's around 5-1 now. He has a case, but like if Canada wins gold, I think it has to be one of the Max or McDavid. Like I feel like it's like, okay, Kucherov had time off, got all this time off, whatever. Unless Kucherov completely blows it away, keeps going at a 2-point per game pace, which he might be able to with a 2.5 week break or so. But McDavid is almost double his price right now. I do like that. Celebrini is as high as plus 470 on FanDuel, plus 225 elsewhere. Like if you can get that at FanDuel, I think that's gone too high there because McDavid or McKinnon might be a little bit banged up, and McDavid, you noted in the group chat, Joel, like McDavid was just kind of coasting in those final games before the Olympics. This can be him flipping the switch, get the Olympics, go into the playoffs hot, and maybe finally try to win the first Stanley Cup. So McDavid at 10-1 or better is insane, given the fact that he had a horrible start, or for his sake, a slow start, and now you're still getting 10-1 when he's at the top of his game, like the absolute top of his game. And going back to Olympic MVP, McDavid has 9 points in 3 games. I know Lucas Raymond has played 4 games here, but he has 8 points. He's 75. He's 75-1 for MVP. Do you think he has any chance if Sweden wins gold, or would that be more of a team effort, and would like someone on a losing team still win it? Would McDavid still win it if they win silver? Or would like Markstrom?
It's just a medaling thing for the MVP. I think I'll put it this way: if Lucas Raymond has a big performance and they beat USA, then that's your case right there. Like, oh, this guy was important, and this is your last chance to get Raymond at 75-1. Right, exactly.
Like, do you guys think it's worth throwing $5-10 on whatever?
If you think that they can medal, then yes.
If you like Sweden against US, that could be a way to play it. Yeah.
I think if you like them to medal, then that's the way I would play it.
Rasmus Dahlin is 40-1. He has 5 points. I don't know if he'd get more credit as his overall play, but it was just interesting to see Raymond.
I don't think a defenseman's won it yet, so I don't know if I really want to take that.
Probably not.
I got to answer the buddies in the chat's question. We didn't really answer it. I mean, speaking personally, I'm not cashing out, and I couldn't even have wanted to, but it just gives me more freedom to bet other guys. So I'm just using that equity, so to speak, to be on the lookout for others. So no, I would not cash out at 10% of the payouts. I would keep that and just be, look to other guys, like kind of defend your position, so to speak.
Yeah, bet McDavid now while he's 12-1. Bet Celebrini while he's almost 5-1. Bet McKinnon when his odds go back up again. Like, do something where you can try to guarantee a profit. Like,
if you can afford it. I mean, if it's just a fun bet there, you want to go. I mean, myself, I'm willing to risk it, losing it all like fucking Hellebuck a year ago. But that's me. It depends on your risk tolerance.
Answer the take and pick. No, you do not. No, you do not.
Do I have too much money on Canada men to win gold?
There's no such thing.
Once we get into the games, I am starting to talk myself into USA a little bit, but we'll have to get to the games so that I can talk through that.
Last thing, we didn't mention this. The way we bet it is Canada gold, McDavid, and
I was about to say that too.
Yeah,
that's the parlay.
McDavid for Hart. You mean?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't bet McDavid MVP and Hart.
There's some dumb listeners out there. There's some dumb listeners out there, guys. Got to clarify.
The whole thing is McDavid just killing these Olympics, bringing home gold. He's gonna have all the momentum, so you can parlay the gold with McDavid to win the Hart at a lot of books. Not every book. Some
does it let you bet put Cooper in that too?
Well, yeah. No, because it can't do multiple awards in the same thing.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
No, but no, there's no correlation tax for that, even though they're highly correlated. So I think it's a great way to go about it. That's how I did it. So yes, I have even more money on the Canadian men to win gold.
So Canada gold, McDavid Hart is 1785 on DraftKings. There,
that's 1988 on FanDuel.
There you go.
That's what I was doing. That's why we're late today, because I had to go across the border for that.
Well, at least you have some experience doing that, so it didn't slow you up too much. I'm just seeing where might have better odds. Player futures awards, McDavid, 11-1, maybe at the score. Yeah, shop around if you can get better than 15-1 for that. That's good luck. All right, let's do a quick ad break, then get into the games. We're brought to you by Kalshi, a real money prediction market legal in all 50 states. Kalshi has a ton of trading options for your favorite sports. Also have tons of other markets with politics, entertainment, and even the weather. At Kalshi, you can trade anything. And new Kalshi customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. That is Kalshi, KALSHI, promo code SGPN. And we're brought to you by Rebet, the #1 social sportsbook and casino out there, available in 35 plus states, including Texas and California. Get in on the action with Rebet, plus get a 100% purchase match up to $100 with promo code SGPN. That is rebet, promo code SGPN. Any final words you want to get in on these futures before we go to the games?
Oh,
Great
sure, we'll be
news,
talking
Norris.
about it. And
Yeah, we'll be talking about it. It'll be like, okay, if this team wins, yeah. We can never stop talking about futures. We have our
I got all the time in the world. Let me tell you.
All right, tomorrow. We talked about before the show. It's it's a 6 o'clock game. 6 o'clock in the morning. Going to be one of the best games of the day. I feel like Germany minus 125 against Slovakia plus 105. Germany minus 1.5 plus 205. Slovakia plus 1.5 minus 250. Under 5.5 minus 118. Over 5.5 minus 102. Joel, how you feeling about your Germans?
not as well as I would be feeling before this tournament. I would have hammered there at them at minus 125, but they've had a tough schedule, I guess, playing the Americans and all that, but didn't play great against them. Lost to the Latvians, and that looks even worse now. The Latvians got absolutely crushed by the Swedes. But the Latvians are a tough team, to be fair, and so are the Danes, who put up a fight today against the Czechs, to say the least. So that's maybe looking actually a little better for the Germans, all things considered. And the Slovakians, meanwhile, God bless them for what they did for us. But that win against Finland, I thought that was pretty lucky. Like Hravel, whatever his name is.
Halavai.
Yeah, and Slavkovsky had a hell of a game in that first one. Then they could barely beat Italy, and they weren't like crushing them or anything. Like the Italians had their chances, and Slovakia didn't really generate too much against them. And then they just like parked the bus against the Swedes. So you can't read too much into that one. So I don't think Slovakia has been quite as impressive as their 2-1 record indicates. So we just got some Slovakia love. So you got a better number here. Germany minus 118. Yeah, I like Germany here to win this game. I don't have much to say about the totals in these games, so I'll just stick with the sides. And to be honest, I'm not betting a lot of the money on the sides either. So it's all about the future stuff. And Germany to medal. That's what we're riding here for the most part. But we also had a little bit of Germany on money line.
Yeah, so I think this is a big leverage game for potentially playing a medal game between Slovakia and Germany here, and where the medaling comes in. What?
Oh, you mean for each?
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, but
that's the same thing we said for all these matchups.
Listen, let me speak here, right?
Okay.
I like Germany in this matchup. So going with that, I've got two MVP plays here. Because if Germany gets bronze, there's going to be a story behind it. It's between Timmy Stützle and Leon Draisaitl. 100-1 MVP. It's pretty long odds. Pretty long. I would, because it's on FanDuel like 45-1. So I think you're getting pretty good value for two guys. I think Stützle has probably a little bit better narrative with having 4 goals, which is pretty much important for these MVP markets for some reason. So let's say this game goes to overtime and one of those two gets an overtime goal. It's going to be very much shortened very quickly. And I think that's pretty important. And same thing with Juraj Slavkovsky for Slovakia. It's a pretty high leverage game for both of them if they perform up to, 3 of them if they perform up. I don't really have a play on the total. I'm kind of intrigued by maybe an overtime play here, though. I feel like these teams have their ups and downs to them, and I don't think they're really capable of blowing a team out too much. I mean, I think they were lucky to win by 3 against Finland, but couldn't even beat Italy by more than 1. And they were lucky to get that cover against the Swedes as well. I mean, took that 2-minute power play to end the game at the very last minute of the game to get that goal. So Slovakia is great. I love Slovakia. I love Germany, but I'm going to go with Germans, and their star power is going to get the win done tomorrow.
Yeah, so a theme in these games for me is, like I do in the NHL, fade teams on back-to-backs. I was shocked that Germany used Grubauer in this game today. I thought there was going to be an easy win for them, and it was against France. He faced 31 shots, so still a decent amount of shots there. And I was going through his game log. He has not played on back-to-back days since 2023. He played at Detroit and at Columbus. He did win both of those games, so he is capable of doing it, but he's had a lot of miles on that body. I think probably a few surgeries since then. He's been quite injury prone, but he does look to be locked in. So Slovakia has played solid hockey as well. Obviously, they had the day off. I like that Draisaitl 100-1, Stützle 100-1. I'm not sure if voters would split their votes between those two. Obviously, a big game can change things. Draisaitl has probably the better odds, so if you can get that 100-1 at DraftKings. Still like Slafkovsky. I think he's 40-1 for MVP. I'm trying to find if anywhere has to medal markets up anymore, but it might be too close to that for now. Here it is at Canby. Slovakia's plus. They're both plus 375 to medal. So I think if Slovakia medals, I think Slafkovsky has a good chance of winning MVP, depending on what McDavid finishes with. And I guess kind of same thing for Germany if Draisaitl has that big game. But for this one, I like Slovakia at a plus number. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the rest advantage wins out there. But I do like the under 5.5 more at minus 118. I think it'll be a possible overtime 2-2 type of game, like Archer said. But I do think that there's not going to be a ton of scoring with just limited. They're top tier players on both sides, but they only have really 1 or 2 lines on each side. So Draisaitl does lead the Olympics in terms of scoring chances per game, according to hockeystats.com. So look at him for a goal scorer, Slafkovsky goal scorer. But I think the under here, and if Slovakia, if I had to play a side.
What? I got to spit out. I mean, I'll just go back to the guy in the chat. I mean, sometimes you get reminded that we're not just speaking into the abyss, into the void. Like there are people listening to us. Kucherov 100-1. Because that's got to be the reason that guy bet that, because he listens to us, right?
Yeah.
So,
no,
sometimes I just think like I'm talking to myself, but no. If people riding with us, I absolutely love that. Just shout out to that guy. Shout out to you guys who ride with us. We're betting this shit too.
Good soldat.
Yeah.
We're in the trenches with you, buddy.
Yeah. I was thinking about that last night. It's like okay, we're talking to each other. This is like when we used to do it, we were just on a Skype call talking to each other. That's what it was. And now it still feels the same way. But there's so many people. There's people showing up in the chat, and there's so many lurkers out there that either can't make YouTube or just are afraid to say something. So we see you. We appreciate you guys.
Right. That was sweet, you guys. That was down
nice to 10:30 here. We have Czech Republic plus 625 at Canada. Minus 950, Canada minus 3.5 plus 120, Czechia plus 3.5 minus 142, under 6.5 minus 130, over 6.5 at plus 110. Joel, coming right back to you.
Well, naturally, everything I've been saying up to this point for months now would lead you to believe that I would like the Canadians here, and this team is absolutely dominant. The goaltending questions have not really been answered yet. Bennington did let in a bad one against the French, but ultimately I think it's good enough to win the whole thing. But the Czechs have had the Canadian number. I mean, maybe I'm just biased for the last couple of years in the World Juniors where the Czechs keep beating the Canadians, but Canada also lost 98 in Nagano to the Czechs. Dominic Hasek standing on his head, and I could see the same kind of performance from the likes of Lucas Dushtal in this 2026 Czech team. So it's I've got demons here. I got ghosts. So honestly, I'm scared of this one. I'm scared. Even at minus 950, I'm scared of the Czechs. So I'm just gonna pass this entirely. I hope Canada blows them out. I don't have to worry about anything, but I'm gonna be sweating this like a motherfucker. This is the first real test for these Canadians. I think that they'll pass it. I think that this team's the real deal. I'm more confident about this team than I was about the Four Nations team. I bet Canada there too. But still, it's single elimination, and the Czechs do have some capability. One last thing, though. I mentioned Natchez being hurt. Pasternak is clearly hurt, like even more than Natchez from what we've seen. Like last game, he just looked so out of it. So he's clearly carrying something. So that's another boost for Canada, I guess. But I'm sorry, I can't give a bet. Just the Canadian futures. But get past this one, please.
Don't worry. The Canadians have the Grim Reaper, so you have no ghost to be worrying about, all right? I just took the spread. Canada, plus money. Though they can handle the Czechs and what they can throw at them. They don't have more than 2 lines. All they got to do is cover Natchez and Pasternak. And who else is going to do anything on this team? They haven't done anything all tournament long. Like, Cardinal still hasn't scored any points. Like, it's been ugly. And honestly, I'm not even too concerned with the goaltending because it's kind of shaky at times. I mean, Dostal's been good, but he's still letting in 3 or 4 a game. I mean, you can't do much behind this Czech defense. I don't really have a lot of cohesion. I don't think they've played a lot together in especially with having Natchez and Pasternak like that, and Palat is meh. So
he's had a ton of chances. He just can't.
No, I know he's good, but he's like kind of older now. He's kind of getting worse. I mean, same reason why. What team was he on? Oh, New Jersey traded him because he was playing like fourth line minutes. It wasn't like he was terrible completely, but he was just clearly like kind of getting past his prime and getting to the. He's not the top 6 forward anymore. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'm seeing Czechia did kind of spread out their talent here. Pasternak first line, second line Natchez, Hurdle, and Palat on the third line. So maybe that'll do something against Canada because they were loaded up in the first matchup. But I do like Czechia plus 3.5 here. This will be elimination game. It'll be a close game. Don't like Dostal having to start a back-to-back, but he's younger. He can ride. He can stand on his head for one game, especially against a team like Canada. He can just stand on his head and just rob people. So Czech Republic plus 3.5 and the under 6.5. You parlay him, get to plus 150, get a close game. I feel like that's what I would play here if I was playing any sort of bets for this game. If you want goal scorers, I think McDavid, Celebrini, and McKinnon are all like minus 110. I know DraftKings has a goal scorer boost for these games, so I would just look at McDavid. He is on a mission right now, and he deserves to be minus odds for the MVP.
I'm scheduled to go to see the nurses after this game. I'm not seeing no fucking nurses if Canada lose. Let me tell you.
You'll need a nurse if Canada loses.
Exactly. I'll need a different kind of nurse.
Yeah. All right, down to 3 p.m. here. Is there a game missing? There's a game missing here on DraftKings.
Finland, Swiss.
Finland. Let me refresh here and see if DraftKings fixes it. If not, I'll find another site here. Apparently it's not.
Minus 218 around there. Plus 160-ish for Swiss.
Plus 180 for the Swiss is what I saw.
Yeah, right, so here at 12, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Switzerland plus 198 at Finland minus 245. Finland minus 1.5 plus 106. Switzerland plus 1.5 minus 130. The over-under is at 5.5. Under heavily favored minus 158 with the over at plus 128 here. I like Finland in this one. Jussi Saros had a rough start to the tournament. He's been getting better as they move along here. So if I were to play a side, it would be Finland. Switzerland 3-0 against Italy. Probably should have got more. I didn't watch any of that game, but I have to imagine. I know they outshot them fairly heavily in that one, only getting 3 goals against 51-20 were the shots there for Switzerland. So they definitely dominated them, but I think Finland here, they got their bad loss out of the way early. Minus 245 might be a safe enough parlay piece. I don't really see Switzerland winning this one. And I like the under, but that's just too juicy for me at minus 158. Maybe Finland or maybe a Switzerland team total under to get that number down. But I think Finland here is a decent buy low spot on Finland for this game and potentially for futures.
I am already on the Finns implicitly with the Finland to medal bet, but I'm not adding more. I'm certainly not adding more. In fact, if I didn't have that bet, I'd be very interested here at 2-1 for the Swiss. I really like the way they play. They all play the same way. They're just really fast, skilled, and they're cohesive as a team. A lot like the Finns are usually, but there's that drama there is a little scaring me. Like the Finns, I don't know. They've been good. They've been better than Sweden. I'll give them that. I don't know. I think these teams are closer than what this line indicates, but I already went to war with Finland with the medal bet. I'm just not adding more, and I think the Swiss can make the game out of this at 2-1. Maybe I'll do plus 1.5 out of solidarity and hope that the Finns win by 1. But no, I think the Swiss are getting a little bit disrespected at 2-1. They're a good team. They have NHL talent at the top end, and the rest of the team just they carry their own load and they play well as a unit. Really excited by the Swiss team and their future. So yeah, in a vacuum, I might have to bet the Swiss, but like I said, I bet Finland to medal, so that's what I'm going to be rooting for.
I want to take this time to shout out 38-year-old Leonardo Giannoni, the Swiss goaltender. He's been playing out of his mind. He's been really like important for their backstock. You would think it's a Schmidt who would be playing, but nah, this guy is killing it at 38. He's one of the oldest goalies in the Olympics to be doing this well. So I want to give him his credit where credit is due, because I mean I think the Swiss are better. I think they play a pretty good defensive game as well, but you know, he's kind of kept them in games. Definitely. I think he kept them in it against Czechia for sure. I think if he wasn't in there.
That game wasn't won on goaltending.
I know, but it was Czechia's incompetence. But don't get me started on that one. Anyways.
You guys disrespecting my Swiss.
I'm not a big Swiss guy. I hate to bring it to you.
I think people are kind of overlooking this game. I think this should be a good battle. I really think it should, you know, I guess in a vacuum, Switzerland maybe should have
maybe bet overtime,
but maybe do it overtime round robin or something. You know?
Yeah, there's a reason why that under 5.5 is minus 160.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
yeah, you got Leonardo against
Leonardo.
Exactly.
And both teams like defense first.
Yeah,
team unit. They're not going to go flying down the ice through the.
I will notice this though. The Swiss only score in bunches. They don't really score like a lot during the game. It's just like they score like too quickly, and that's it for like the next maybe 15 to 20 minutes. They don't score a lot like as the game goes on. It's very bunchy, if that makes any sense.
I was trying to look at first period here, but first period under 1.5 is still minus 154.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be super.
No goals in the first period would be plus 300. I could see that coming out trying to feel each other out a little bit.
Yeah,
in a low scoring game.
Each period
3-1. That's pretty good, I
think. Tie after the first period plus 160. No, I'd rather just take 0 goals at 3-1.
See, I feel like there's going to be more scoring in the first period. I think.
You think so?
I think so. These teams usually start off hotter and then they shut the game down as it goes on. But I could be wrong about that, based off of what I've watched.
I think they'll be playing a little bit tummy sticks at the beginning. You know, just like figuring each other out, not getting too physical, not going for the throat. They'll be like strategic is the word.
Sure.
Like
right.
3-1.
3-1, no goals in the first period. Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. Before we move on to the final game, we are brought to you by Underdog. Underdog has you covered for pick'em for almost every sport. Get in on Underdog and win up to 5,000 times your entry. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code HGP. And of course, make sure you check out Rhythm. Rhythm has been on a heater for college basketball and NBA picks. It's super easy to sign up, run predictions off the house model, or make your own and play with the sliders. Looking to go premium? Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. All right, the final game on Wednesday is Sweden plus 190 against USA minus 230. USA minus 1.5 plus 100. Sweden plus 1.5 minus 120. Under 6.5 minus 115. Over 6.5 minus 105. Now, I have to at least credit Elliot Friedman a bit for this because I listened to this on 32 Thoughts. He brought it up. USA finally went against a player they hated in Leon Draisaitl in Germany. The Kachucks were going at him. They finally had a true adversary to go against. Like, who are they going to hate on Latvia? You can't hate Latvia. Who are you going to hate on Denmark? Like, besides the political shit, there's no one to hate.
McAvoy hates the fucking guy that broke his jaw on the Latvians.
That's true. Okay. There's one guy, but
I can tell you that much.
Yeah, but the Panthers teammates hate him too. Like Paul Maurice was like, "No, you're done. You're not coming back out there," which is a bullshit move anyway. But now you got Sweden. You have Pettersson versus JT Miller. You have Austin Matthews against William Nylander. You got Kachuk going against Hedman. You got Panthers Lightning. You have USA gearing it up. USA knows people are like, "Oh, Sweden. Sweden is a very trendy pick. It's a very trendy upset pick. 2-1." It's kind of disrespectful to them, honestly. And I'm sure USA thinks they should be bigger favorites if they look at this or anything like that. Like USA, it's a tough matchup. People are like, oh, it's a tough path for the Americans now. They got to face Sweden early on. But I don't know if I like Sweden that much. Their goaltending hasn't really done too much to impress me. I know Markstrom played today, 5-1 win against Latvia. Sweden's defense has always been pretty good, but I don't know. Carlson's up there. Hedman's up there. I'm not sure if he's still a little bit hurt, perchance. And, once again, the rest advantage for USA. They had, a day off here. They're going to have Hellebuck in there. He's going to be locked in. They got everyone ready to go. That Eichel and Kachuk line is looking like a legit first line that can forecheck, that can score. The Gensel Matthews Boldy line is generating chances. They can score. We know how good their defense are here. So I really like USA here. Puck line plus 100. Regulation, if you can get it around minus 130, minus 140. Maybe just the under 6.5 also, minus 115. I was surprised to see it up that high when it opened. It's still there. And all this goes to say, like, maybe this is the time, this is the lowest point you're going to get for USA to buy in on them to win gold. I think they're still plus 230. If they go out and win this game like 3-0, 4-1, they're legit up there. And especially if Canada somehow struggles against Czechia, you could see US down to plus 150 or shorter, depending on. You don't think it's going to get that low?
No, the real thing is Germany versus Slovakia. Because if Germany win, then the Finns are in the driver's seat to play the Americans. That's what we got to be looking out for.
Yes. Okay. That is a good point there. But yeah, it comes back to the hate. There's no hate against Latvia. There's no hate against Denmark. They have hate in their hearts now. And they're going to go out and dominate the Swedes tomorrow.
Well, you know what that says to me is that the Americans have no soul. They just react to things, whereas real champion.
Yes.
They have positivity within themselves. They don't need an adversary to dominate, and the Americans need this make believe. Well, it's not make believe; it's clearly a rivalry, but they need to have that kind of like extra boost to generate motivation. I don't know if that's the case. I feel even stronger about the Canadians, but for this game, Americans are clearly the better team, talent wise, coaching wise for sure. I don't know what the fuck Sam Alam is doing there out in Stockholm, just benching Jesper Bratt today for some reason. One of their best players. You know, Forsberg, we talked about that a million times. Playing Markstrom twice. Who knows who they're going to play in that tomorrow? I guess it's going to be Gustafsson. He's been bad. But yeah, the Swedish goal coaching situation concerns me for them. Americans, yeah, they played well against the Germans, struggled a bit against the Danes, and who was the first game again? It seems so long ago now.
For who? U.S. or for Sweden?
Yeah, the U.S.
Latvia,
right.
Oh.
They let on a couple there.
One.
Oh, yeah, 5-1. You're right.
It was just Jeremy Swayman allowed 2 from the neutral zone, and
that was the Danish game, right?
That was the next game.
Yeah, it was letting muffins in.
Still okay. The Americans haven't been as convincing as the Canadians. Let's leave it at that. I guess.
They haven't need to be.
All right. Point is,
I like this argument too.
I just think plus 230 right now is too high. And I have been coming on here and saying, I told Frank the Tank, put it in the chat, use your boosts on Canada gold because you're not going to get them this good. But now that Canada's minus 135 or higher, USA, like, sure, they haven't been as impressive as Canada, but they haven't done enough to lose 60 cents in value at some books. I know, Joel, you said you saw around 2-1 pre-tournament, but like they've looked good. Canada's looked better, but like I don't know if it's done enough to move it that much.
I don't know, man. Like this Canadian team is just an absolute juggernaut. I know I was just talking about how being worried about against the Czechs, but that's just because I'm, they got a lot invested in this. Plus, bad experiences against the Czechs, and I don't know. I'm just not as thrilled about this American team as you guys are. I guess.
Who's you guys?
I'm not thrilled about it either.
Okay.
I just think there's some disrespect out there.
Is Brian Gilbert doing the Archer right now, just arguing but agreeing at the same time?
Well, no. I just think this has gotten too long, and this is the time where if USA beats Sweden, unless it's like an overtime thing or like a back and forth game where you can't trust Hellebuck, I think they're going to get to shorter than 2-1 for gold.
Okay, well.
It does depend on the path, as Joel brought up.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes. Well, no, after 6. I mean, well, no, after 9.
Because you're not going to get that much better odds in a gold medal game against Canada. So if you believe Canada is going to get to the gold medal game, and I think it's very likely that they get there, that we get there, they're going to be huge favorites, but significant favorites against the Americans.
How huge? I'm trying to remember what I know. It's a different team, a different scenario. I'm trying to remember what the Four Nations face-off was.
That wasn't much more than the difference if I pick them.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be. It might be minus 150. Like,
no, because Americans were favored in that tournament, Joel.
No way.
They were.
I mean,
Americans were?
it was
Yep.
on American soil, so that may have impacted it a bit. 'cause the
Montreal and Boston.
The
Yeah,
final was in Boston, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
true. I didn't think the Americans were favored though.
I'm pretty sure they were.
Okay, so what do you think the line would be in a gold medal between USA and Canada?
I don't think these lines are moving much more, truthfully.
These Canadians, at least minus than 60.
Yeah, that's what
At
I mean.
least.
I don't think it's changing. I don't.
Probably higher, honestly.
No, I don't.
Minus
think
120, buddy. In the chat, sorry.
5 goals. He's like 5 goals minus 120.
What?
No,
So
it's
minus
different
one-
people. Different people.
Different
Oh,
people.
it is?
That's different
Fuck.
people.
Ah,
You
fuck,
can't-
I'm
you can't
tired.
tell. Okay.
Anyway, we're getting past this U.S.-Sweden game.
I haven't even talked about it yet.
Yeah, I bet a little bit on the Americans' regulation. How about that? That's about it. I think they're still a better team. The Swedes, the coaching concerns me, as I was saying. The goaltending is up in the air. I hope the Swedes upset them because I want the easiest path for Canada possible. So I'll be cheering for the Swedes. But I did bet the Americans' regulation, and of course, watch them win in overtime or some bullshit. But yeah, that's where I'm at in this game. The Americans clearly got bet a lot since that early opener. So what, minus 190, minus 200 at one point. So yeah, American action is getting there. This is closer to what it should be. So yeah, I don't have much here, but I still think that the Swedes there plus 205. That's getting interesting to me. So the lines move too much for the Americans. So I got nothing for you boys.
Okay.
Goal scorers. He's interested in goal scorers. Brent Arnold. Also
Tage
thoughts on
Johnson
Tage to score 5.
Matthews,
so far.
Goldie. Brock Nelson could be a good play against Sweden to get the depth lines going.
I didn't mention Brock Nelson also has something going on with his face. That's another Avalanche who's banged up.
That's just how he looks. Just how he looks, Joel.
No, dude, he's got the whole.
Oh yeah, I did see. McAvoy doesn't have the bubble on it anymore, and Nelson does. I think that was the thing I saw in practice. Yeah. Also for Canada, Josh Morrissey back at practice. That is excellent. That is good for Canada.
Yeah, I feel like this could be another overtime game. I don't think this line is accurate. I feel like Sweden's being. I don't like Sweden. I'm gonna state that without my, let's say, somewhat prejudiced views on their people. But anyways, I think this line should be closer. And this is two mostly NHL squads. I don't think there's any reason for. I don't think there's a large difference in the teams, maybe by too much. Maybe a little bit better in goaltending for USA and a little bit defensively, but offensively, I think Sweden is right there, neck and neck. I'm not the world's biggest Austin Matthews guy, but he's did good against the Germany that was stuck in their place anyways, so they weren't playing their hardest. So yeah, I think this will be a close game. I like the under.
Yeah, shout out to Charles Saul from the Deep Dive Discord, round robining all the OTs. I like that.
I like it.
I don't like that. I think when there's only 4 games, you have to get 2 of them to profit. And like if you go
big odds for some of them though.
But if you just bet I'd round robin them and do singles as well. Because like if you go 1 and 3, like you might break even ish. I think it's probably 300 plus 300 or more for each of them. But like if you only have 4 games, you have to hit 2 of them. It'll be a big profit, but like if you only get 1, let's say the first game goes to overtime and like the rest of them don't, you're gonna be like just sweating all day for nothing. Like at least you lock in some profit or some money from the first one.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of recreational bet in that. You know what I mean? Like
it's a fun. It's like come from behind. It's like overtime round robin. It's like underdog round robin. Yeah, it's just like all right, let's.
Because a lot of these games, like I've been doing pretty good on them, but they're kind of more. I'm not staking a lot on these. I'm not as confident as I may seem. It's like it's difficult because I don't believe Sweden is as $2 underdog. I feel like that's kind of high. It's kind of like Finland versus Sweden all over again. It's like I know this is must win. Can't go like. Is this really factoring like a back-to-back here for them? Like. Is that why it's so high? I don't think the difference between those 3 right there, Finland, Sweden, and US, is so massive as the market is suggesting.
No, I think it's a back-to-back and just Americans betting USA. I think that's all it is. Like if you wanted to bet USA, you had to get it when they opened. Like Sweden's already up to plus 210 at FanDuel. Like they're going to get up. They might get to plus 225. Like that's just how crazy it's going to get. And then at that point, you can't help but bet Sweden. Because these teams are very close, and there is the rest advantage. There is the coaching, which I'm glad Joel brought up. Because
I'll be honest, I don't think there's a coaching advantage. I think they're both idiots.
No, it's not a coaching advantage, but the Sweden coach sucks. The coaching staff.
Go back, Betty. Same.
Yeah, well, they're not putting together good lines over there in the U.S. I'll tell you that much there. I don't know. Don't get me started.
Okay. I mean, does Sweden actively hate their coach? I think USA is at least okay with
no, that's Finland we're talking about.
Yeah.
Actively hate their coach. I think
the Finns and the Swedes hate their coaches.
I think they both hate their coach. Yeah.
I would hate both of my coaches.
So yes, Brad should hate him. Not playing him in that game.
Yeah, Rasmus Anderson, they sat him out too for Ekman Larsson's corpse. Out there.
One thing he did that is good is putting Forsling and Dahlin together. Now that's a quality pair.
Mm-hmm.
I think that definitely improved their prospects.
Yeah, that's a good pair. Can
we get Clayton Keller and Matthews together, or are we going to just keep getting Getzel, Matthews, and Boley?
What's wrong with that line?
It was terrible
teams in this tournament. I think I've watched the Americans the least. I hardly watched any American hockey.
Well, I mean, none of their games were even looked like they were good. Like Latvia, Denmark, and then who did play? They played Germany, but like
they start off slow and then they have to do the abs, which is come back from behind maybe a little bit, or play a little bit harder in the second and third periods.
That's only when your former goalie Swayman there is in.
No,
that's what it was. Like
I know. How does he fucking let those in?
Sunday's game against Germany is how Saturday's game against Denmark should have gone, but you allowed two weak goals, so
the Olympics is just a John Cooper showcase.
Yeah. No,
my
it
guy.
is.
My guy.
It is. Yeah. Everyone's talking about John Cooper there.
Yep.
Right. That's the 4 games on Wednesday. I guess we can bring up the bracket a bit and talk about the path, and I'll bring up the gold medal odds here on DraftKings. Unless you have any other MVP thoughts or anything you want to bring up, Arch.
No,
that's a good number there, Canada minus 140.
Yeah,
minus 135 in FanDuel, Joe.
Where is this new bracket at?
I feel like there's a larger chance that Canada shortens their odds get longer, like higher. Let me explain this than USA's. And I'm gonna go with USA has a tougher path, and I don't think this is gonna be peak price, especially if they have to play Finland or Sweden at this rate, because those two could easily upset the United States, and then Canada is a huge favorite against Sweden and Finland, no doubt about it. So I feel like it makes more sense to be betting Canada than USA. Unless you're really predisposed, that's USA, Canada, outright gold medal, then that's different. But that would
because Canada's gonna. I mean, worst case scenario, Canada gets Finland could be the best opponent. Like I guess if Sweden upsets USA, I mean that USA's out of it, but like it'd be Canada, Sweden.
Right.
And if Sweden is feeling good after that, maybe they can keep it going. But yeah, here's the thing here.
Canada
the final round
or Sweden.
Canada would be.
I'm honestly more worried about the Czechs than I would be Sweden.
just because of Dostal and the ghosts.
Yes, the ghosts and Dostal.
Come on, trust the Grim Reaper, Joel. Come on.
I do. It's just Czechs, man.
So we have these games on.
They can't play. If you watch them all tournament, they've been miserable.
They're not.
I'm miserable watching their games. I am miserable watching their games.
Yeah, that's how they want you to play. Like they'll draw Canada into the misery. That's my fear. They'll just suck the life out of them like a fucking Dementor or whatever the fuck the thing is in Harry Potter. Like they'll just drain all the life. And
you were bringing up you said like the Stranger Things things. What was it? Dementors.
Dementors, yes.
Yeah, but we have these 4 games on
McDavid
Wednesday.
NHLNC.
What does he say?
He's asking, do you got a Rocket Richard pick other than Mac? I would only bet 5-1 McDavid.
Oh, Cole Caulfield's gonna be ripping it after being abused by the American selection process. 14-1, I think he is, something like that.
Oh, Joel brought up because you bet US in regulation, they're probably going to lose in overtime or win in overtime. If they get to overtime, it's going to be a shit show either way. It's like, should have brought Cole Caulfield, or like if they win, like, that's why they didn't bring Cole Caulfield. Didn't need him. They have enough.
That's why we got Vegas specialist Jack Eichel here for the OTs.
Yeah, No, he's good in OT. Yeah, McDavid can run down. Only McDavid can run down 8 for Rocket. Wouldn't look past him. He's 6 back. Everyone else is 8 or more back of McKinnon there. Okay, so we have these 4 games Wednesday. The semifinals are on Friday, and then the medal games are on Saturday and Sunday. So we'll be back at some point on Thursday, probably late again, to talk about those. Probably also talk about some NHL futures to kill some time too. If you guys have any questions or comments or topics you want us to talk about, always reach out to us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. In the Discord, you can get at us. There's plenty of chances to talk to us there. Any closing thoughts here before we end this show?
No, I mean, I don't know. I bet the Swedes, the hell out of the Swedes in the sprint relay, but they're massive favorite now in the cross country. But I did find a market winner without Sweden, Norway, and they're plus 250 at Bet365, and they are the clear second favorite. So I don't know why that they're mixed in with Germany and Switzerland. So yeah, if you have that book, or if you find that market other books, plus 250 for the Norwegians to win without the Swedes. That's a great look. That's what I bet after the hockey games, and yeah, that's all I got in the Olympics right now. Oh, well, I got a ton more, but that's the most recent thing at least.
You know, you can say whatever you want here. You're not. It's not your sign off yet, so you can. Yeah, good to bring it up there. Arch, you got a podcast coming out tomorrow? Or are you gonna do some other stuff?
I'll do it tomorrow. I don't have to work tomorrow.
There you go. Keep an eye out for
we're gonna be
Talking Chaos.
Yeah, some Genesis and then some NHL awards because I got more to talk about. I was cut off far too soon because Ryan doesn't want this pod to go on for 2 hours.
Yeah. Don't waste that. We'll have plenty of time to talk futures when we only have 2 semifinals games or 2 medal games.
I got plenty I can talk about.
I'm sure. All right, Archer, where can people find you?
You can find me on X. Sean Marciano 1 or Talking Chaos Pod 26.
Right, I'm Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Mine. You'll find me asking Archer, what the hell is that thing you're eating again today?
Yeah, like the Barutical.
Sounds like a Czech goalie.